Hello everybody, Scotia here with a video that I've been wanting to do for quite a while now, but for a multitude of reasons I haven't really had the chance to do, so sorry about that. But today I just want to talk about the KOFXV 15. There was a big info dump recently the other week, and I never had a really chance to talk about it, and I just want to throw my 2 cents in there. But as you can guess by the thumbnail, this video is mostly going to be about Ash Crimson, because he was obviously the big reveal around this big info dump, and his trailer came out not long afterwards. So I just want to talk about him a bit, talk about the game a bit, my thoughts on it, the info we got from it. So overall, I'm still very excited for the game. I said last time, I think the last time I really talked about the game in detail would have been for Chris, which was back in April, I believe. The only thing that's really been a bit disappointing so far is the roster number. I think quite a lot of people have been a bit disappointed by that. I'm not as disappointed in it now as I was when I first heard about it at Gamescom when they revealed that. Obviously, it's always disappointing when the next game has less characters than the one before it, especially, you know, given how many assets from 14 that 15 seems to be using. You know, a lot of characters have the same design, they look to play almost exactly the same, so that's a bit disappointing. I'm willing to look past it though. I think 39 is still a good number. I mean, it's still bigger than most KOF games that aren't dream matches, so you know, it sucks. I wish there's a lot of characters that aren't going to be in this game that I really wish would. Now, obviously with DLC on top, hopefully we can get some good characters in, but it's a bit of a bummer, but it is what it is. So I can't be too disappointed in it. But yeah, I think the game's looking great. I really am excited for it. They showed some of a little bit more of the story, which is looking interesting. I don't want to obviously say too much, you know, go too much into speculation, because I think, you know, I could end up being totally wrong. I think the story in this game is going to be interesting. They keep advertising it as like the climax, so I don't know if this arc is going to be a 2-game arc, because usually the King of Fighters arcs are about 3 games, except for the Orochi Saga, which has 4, but obviously I think most people, including SNK, only count it as 3, and 94 as the prologue. I don't. I think you need all 4 games to really get the full picture, but most arcs are only about 3 games. So I don't know if they're just using Climax as like a marketing buzzword to get people interested. I'd be very disappointed if this arc was ending with 15. I think that would be very weird. I feel like we've got almost no info about like who versus, like where's he come from, stuff like that, like what Shune's deal is, his history is linked with us. I'm sure this game is going to answer quite a lot of those questions, but you know, I hope we do get the full 3 arc King of Fighters like saga. Other than that though, I think, yeah, like I said, the game's looking great. Ash is looking great. I'm not going to talk about his gameplay because obviously this isn't a gameplay channel. He looks fun to play. I'll definitely give him a try. I've heard he's a charge character. I've never really played Ash outside of like the couple of times I've played him for the footage for the other videos I've done. He looks interesting. I'm definitely going to try him out. Design wise, I do like how Ash looks in this game. I'm not in love with it, but I think that comes from a place of like, I was never really like hugely into Ash's design from 2003 to 13. I do like his design. When I say his design, I mean his outfit, his costume. I love, you know, his hair and his like effeminate look. It just makes him stand out. I'm a big fan of that. But clothing wise, was never really interested in what Ash wore. You know, it fit him, so that kind of was enough for me. It's kind of like that's how I felt about his original design. It's how I feel about this redesign. Graphics wise, I think he has actually one of the best models in the game, funnily enough. They've kind of shown off quite a lot of characters now, and I definitely think Ash is up there in terms of like quality of his model. Funny enough, I actually think K-Dash is one of the worst. They've only shown K-Dash a bit, but from all the stuff we've seen of him, I'm not a fan of K-Dash's model. I think his is definitely one of the more disappointing models. Yeah, hopefully they kind of iron him out a bit before release. So yeah, this was just a really quick video. I really just wanted to give my 2 cents on the big update for King of Fighters. I'm very excited for the game, as I've said about a dozen times now. The 2 new characters look great. Obviously we don't know anything about them except for what they look like. Both of them look great, especially the black woman. She looks amazing. Really big fan of her design, how she looks. I really like the headphone girl as well, who's probably going to be the rival to Shune. But yeah, game's shaping up great. I have no idea how the rest of the team is going to shake out. They really could do anything. Obviously we know that Ash has his own team, K-Dash has his own team, the headphone girl has her own team, and there's one mystery team. I think people are kind of split 50-50 on whether or not they think that last team's going to be Kim or Haidern's team. I personally think it's going to be Haidern's team. There's quite a few reasons why I think that. The 2 big ones being, you know, Haidern's on the box. It would be weird if he was on the box but not the leader of his own team, because everybody else, obviously the Sacred Treasures are on there, but you know, Ash is on there, he has his own team. K-Dash is on there, he has his own team. It would just be weird if Haidern was on the box, and before them two, you know, he has priority on the box ahead of K-Dash and Ash, and it would be weird to me if Haiden didn't have his own team. And the other reason why I think it's going to be Haiden who's going to have that last team is because in the features menu, when they went through all the list of all the game modes, they went through the gallery. When they go through the jukebox, when they go through the music that's going to be there in the game from the entire series, they very briefly show KOFXV's music list, and one of the team themes is called, I think it was Liberty, and you can maybe make the case that that might be related to Kim. I don't think so. I think if Kim's team was going to have a theme name that was one word, it would be Justice, and Justice and Liberty, you know, they have similar ties, but they don't mean the same thing. I think Liberty fits more with Haiden, like fits more with the theme of Haiden and the Ikari Warriors. So I definitely think that last team's going to be Haiden. Who he's going to be with, I would love it if it was Whip and Adelheid. Those are two characters I really like, and I would be overjoyed if both came in. With Ash, I feel like Elizabeth is a pretty likely character to be in that team. The third member, I have no idea. I'm torn between Kukiri from 14 because of the ending where he and Elizabeth found Ash, and Duolong because, you know, he's a character that's linked to both. He's been in a team with both characters, so I'm kind of torn on them. With K-Dash, I know there's been kind of rumors that there was a leak on the KOF website where in certain language versions, apparently Cooler and Angel were mentioned. I think that would be an interesting team. I certainly wouldn't be opposed to that. I still think it's going to be the usual K-Dash, Maxima, Cooler. I think other than KOF 12, which everybody should probably forget about, Maxima's been in every KOF game since his debut in '99. I don't know who loves Maxima or SNK, but he surely has a fan because he's a very consistent character in terms of appearances. I see no reason why that would change now. I personally couldn't give a shit about Maxima. If he was there, okay. If he wasn't there, okay. So not exactly a character I'm dying to see. If he missed the game, then it would be interesting just purely from a, wow, this character actually didn't make it this time. Same with Kim, but I think Kim's going to be DLC because I think Kim has a chance to have a very interesting team this time, and I think that would be better saved as DLC. It would be very shocking to not have Kim there day one. You know, I think as long as he makes it into the game eventually, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Obviously, I say that as somebody who's not a big Kim fan or player, so apologies if what I said was sacrilege. So yeah, that's it. I just really wanted to give a brief update on my thoughts on KOF and Ash. I'm very excited for the game. Yeah, there's nothing else really to say. Obviously there'll be more videos. I'm going to try and get the next What Happened In for KOF up at the end of this month. It will be KOF 13, so please look forward to that. Nothing else to really say, so I'm going to go now. Thank you for listening. Bye.
We await your return, warrior.